Welcome to my channel. In the previous video, I had explained Elgamal crypto system. In this video, I shall be discussing about Elgamal digital signature. With respect to your Elgamal crypto system, we had three different steps. One is key generation, the second one is encryption, the third one is decryption. Very similar to that, even in Elgamal digital signature, we have three different stages. The first stage is key generation. The second one is signing operation. And the third one is verification. So before we move on to all these steps, how we perform these steps. So to represent all these steps, we have a pictorial diagram. Once we look into that pictorial diagram, you will be able to clearly understand how this is going to work. So now we have two different users. One is Alice, the other one is Bob, where Alice sends the message along with the digital signature to the Bob. So now the function of your Alice, where he wants to send a message along with a proper digital signature. Let me consider that as yes. Now Bob will receive this both the message and the digital signature, and Bob is going to verify whether the signature is appropriate or not, or Bob verifies whether the signature belongs to the Alice or not. How this is performed using Elgamal digital signature, we will see that. The first and the foremost thing that what Alice does is using the private key. So where we have an option called as a D. So D is a private key. We are going to select a private key, where this private key is a primitive of your taken P value. So here P is your prime number, the large prime number which we have taken, and even is your first public key. R is any randomly generated integer number, but it is kept secret. So we are going to take the first step as to select one of the large prime number, and I'll consider this as a large prime number, and we have to select the private key, that is D, and the public key, that is even, and they are the primitive roots of your prime numbers. So now we are going to calculate your S1 or develop a digital signature S1 using your private key, public key, and the randomly generated integer number. So how do we calculate? We have a formula, E1 to the power of R mod P. P is nothing but your prime number. So using your private key, your public key, and your randomly generated secret key and the prime number, I am going to generate a signature. So once your S1 is generated, Alice is also going to generate one more signature called as S2. How he does it? So he makes use of his message which has to be sent to the Bob. So with the help of M, he finds the difference between the product of your private key, which is D, and the product of your S1. So S1 is already calculated. So first we have to calculate S1 and perform the product operation between your private key and your digital signature S1, and find the difference between the message and your product of private key and the signature 1, and then altogether perform a product operation with R inverse, or you can also write this as 1. R inverse can also be written as 1 divided by R to the power of 1. Okay, and now you perform a mod operation with P minus 1. So that will give you your S2. So we are supposed to calculate your S2, where your S2 is equals to message minus product of a private key and a first digital signature with a product of your randomly generated integer number R, and perform a mod operation with your P minus 1, where P is your large prime number. So now you obtain, Alice has generated two different signature. One is S1, the other one is S2. Now what Alice does is he is going to send the message S1 and S2. All these three things are being sent from Alice to the Bob. Now Bob will receive the message. See, that's what you can see. You can see S1, S2 and the message which is being sent from the Bob from the Alice to the Bob. Now the Bob has to verify whether the signature S1 and S2 is appropriate against the sent message. So what he is going to do is he is going to verify. How does he going to verify it? Now the first step is he has to calculate his S1. So sorry, he has to calculate his verification V2. So what is this V2? V2 is verified signature of Alice, which is made by the Bob. How he does it? So he has to calculate. He already has this E2. Now when I say E1 and E2, E1 and E2 are the public key, where your E2 is being generated from your E1 using the key generation. I'll be explaining that in the key generation method. Now we have E2. E2 to the power of S1 is being multiplied with the first signature, that is S1, to the power of second signature, that is S2, and you perform a mod operation with your prime number. So your E2 is the public key which is generated from your E1, and this public key is available to both Alice as well as Bob because it's a public. So now you perform a product operation between a public key to the power of the first digital signature into the first digital signature to the power of second digital signature by performing a mod operation with P. That will give you your V2. Now, once this is done, we are also supposed to calculate our V1 with the help of the sent message. So to calculate that, we are going to take the help of the first public key, that is E1, that's to the power of the message that has been sent, and you perform a mod operation with your P. So once we calculate your V2 and V1, now it is time to check whether they are congruent to each other. If V1 is congruent to V2, then Bob accepts it indicates that the signature A belongs to the Alice, and Bob will accept the message which has been sent from the Alice. If V1 is not being congruent to V2, then that particular message will be rejected by the Bob, indicating that the signature is being mismatched. So this is how your Elgamal digital signature works. So we will see with an example here. So as we told that first thing that what we have to do is we have to select this is your key generation step. The first and the foremost thing that what we have to do is we have to select the large prime number. So let me consider one of the large prime number, that is 3119. So your n value, or your, see here, you can consider this as P. N is considered as your P. So let your prime number is 3119, and we have to select your private key as well as we have to select your E1 in such a way that they are primitive roots of your what you call it as a prime number. So let me consider that I will select the D value as 127 and your public key E1 as 2. So we have taken D, we have taken E1. So once we have done with that, the first and the foremost thing that what we have to do is we have to calculate your S1. So here we have that. So S1 has to be calculated. So how do we calculate this S1? S1 is equals to, we have already taken E1. So what is the value of your E1? It is 2. And to the power of R, where I'll assume my R as 307. So I will take my P value as 3119. I will take my D value as 127. I will take my E1 value as 2, and I'll randomly take one of my integer number R which is kept secret as 307. So now S1 is equals to 2 to the power of 307 mod So rather than making this as n, I'll make it as p. So mod p, where p value is 3119. So as a part of it, you'll get the resultant as S1 is equals to, so when you calculate this, you will get the answer as 2083. So this is what you get when you perform the operation. So now we have obtained our S1. Once you have obtained our S1, using your S1, I'll be able to calculate even your S2, where let me assume that the message which has to be sent from the Alice to the Bob is what I'm going to consider the message as 320. Let my message which I have to send from the Bob to Alice is 320. So we have M here, which is 320. So 320 minus D into S1, where D value is 127, into, we have already calculated your S1, which is 2083. This is what we have to take. And again, you have to perform a product operation with your R, where your R is considered as 307. So this is R to the power of minus 1, that is 307 to the power of minus 1 can be written as 1 divided by 307. So you perform a mod operation, that is a mod. So this is your P minus 1 is nothing but 3118. This is what I'm going to take. So the entire value after performing the calculations, so the entire value that what you are going to get is 2105. So I have calculated S1 and I have calculated your S2. So remember, your R is a randomly generated integer number and it is always kept secret. So now I have, from the Alice part, I have created the digital signature. One is S1, the other one is S2, whose values are 2083 and 2105. Now this S1, S2 and the message 320, this three parts will be sent to the Bob for verification. So we'll see what is going to happen at the verification part. So now first part, what we have to do is we have to calculate our V2. So now V2 is equals to, now we have already obtained, we have to calculate your E2, and after performing a calculation, so the value of your E2 will be 1702. So E2 is being calculated, we have here, this is how you calculate E2. Here you have E2 is equals to E1 to the power of D mod N. So as a part of it, we obtain the value as 1702. So I'll just write it here. E2 is equals to E1 to the power of D mod P. So this is what we have. We have got E1 and we also have D, and just substitute the value of P as 3119. So after substituting this, we have the value of E2 as it is 1702 to the power of S1, and the power of S1 is 2083, and perform a product operation. Again, it is 2083 to the power of your S2, where the value of your S2 is 2105 mod 3119. So once you perform this calculation, so you're going to get your V2 value as 3006. So this is what you had calculated. So V2 part has been done. Now we have to calculate the V1 by using your message part. So what we do is, with respect to V1, so we have already got our E1 value. So what is the value of our E1? So E1 value is your what's the E1 value that we have taken? It is 2. So 2 to the power of the message that what we have considered is 320 mod P. So V1 is equals to 2 to the power of 320 mod P. Again, this is going to result into, so the value of your V1 is equals to 3006. So now we have to check whether V1 is congruent to V2. Yes, V1 value is 3006 and V2 value is also 3006 as a part of it. So the Bob will accept the message indicating that this is an appropriate signature. So a proper verification against the proper signature is being done by the Bob's end. So this is how you calculate your or find, generate the key, then prepare a digital signature using your Elgamal digital signature method, and then you verify so that your V1 should be congruent to V2. So in the next video, I shall be explaining about Schnorr digital signature. Thank you.